導くルビの音瞬間はまさ夢を映しけれどこの両手を握るダイヤハンドルバー夢うつつ手を取ってボードで巡って場になって囚われたアマリリスを茨に咲かせ無限のどんどが至る瞬間秘密秘 今日からエリーゼお嬢様って呼びなさい。縁の下のないバカの日々、こき使われるのがもうやだよ。もうやだ。疲れて使い回すだけの日常こそが私にふさわしいんだろうね。毎年シンクで苦労し、何度だって誰に飾られても自分に情けないのままのようかすめられるだけ。夢の奇跡を導くルビーロ、わがまま一つだけ叶えてくれるの。誰もが私を見てくれるように、ただ一度だけを誰よりも輝かせてほしいの。ねえもっともっと私を見て見て見て見て見て見てお願いね。私を見て。四国の空を灰に沈んだ見られる霊下に生まれ落ちた。受け継ぐ宿命に導かれよ。ただただ追っているだけ。全てを星座に捧げようよ。それまでの縁を刻み、道しるべよ新たな夢を見させてよ。定めだとしてもいい。胸に潜むフレーム包み込む光知らす週末、たどり着けるの。一歩一歩進んでくただ歩もう。7年ぶりめくったリツリーレビューロトが呼んだその清きまな心に刻むままに離れ旅立つよ。
Good morning, everybody. And there's never been any problem with me saying good morning, even though it is very likely afternoon or later for everybody who watches me ever. We're going Heather mode today. And Snakey mode. I forgot to put that in the title. Don't worry about it. For those who don't keep up on Tumblr, I've been feeling a little weary today. Bit of a persistent headache. That's not quite bad enough to take the stream off, but is very frustrating. I guess you'd be hard-pressed to find a non-frustrating headache. So we're gonna kind of take it easy today, but we might also try to take a, what am I gonna say? Hold on. I might run stream short. We'll see. Maybe I'll end up feeling a little better in like an hour. But if not, I'll probably cut it off at about halfway. But that's okay, that should still be time to get some things done. I don't remember precisely what we're going for at the moment, but... we've had a little bit of continuous uproar. We did get the... what we needed to make our tender flesh. And have that ready for the thing that we might do. We had to go back into the woods to save one of the kids of the town. Whoops. Getting reused to the controls. I've played a good several different video games in the interim. And so all of the different control schemes are starting to blend together. Let me think a moment. I don't have any money, and I don't think there was necessarily... You know what? There was one thing I wanted to try to do. We found a key in the old mill. And there's nobody down here. Got this dialogue already, I believe. Fish key. It fit! What in the Lord's name is going on in Kieferberg? Another one of these caves. I'm starting to feel queasy again. I have to pull myself together and get this over with. Matches. I don't want to stay in here too long. Oh, there's an order to him. Okay. Well, I'll come back to that because, like I said... Diary entry number 4. I don't want to stay down here too long and drain all of my sanity and have to run around all the rest of the night and the day before I can get the money to get it back. This was ripped out of some journal. Most of this was jotted down in a hurry, but... Walpurga, the witch. I've uncovered her roots at last. Everything points back to Kieferberg, the birthplace of the witch, Walpurga, and her cult. This can't be. If there truly is a witch in Kieferberg, then... Adored and celebrated for centuries, the woodland surrounding this town was said to have a consciousness of its own. This consciousness, what we now call a witch, was named Walpurga. Folk's faith in its miracles dates from many years before the glory of the church reached these peaks. Said to grant its believers good health, sustenance, and protection. The woodland or Walpurga harbored folks' wills, wishes, desires, and sins. In such a way, in fact, that it would appear to folks under the guise of a woman. Whisper to the faithful, take the form of their loved ones, of an old hag, of a doe, amongst others. The six-ringed maypole, the symbol of St. Walpurga's benevolence we adore today, was first adored as the symbol of the witch's miracles and mercy. That is no more, however. St. Walpurga is a patroness of the church, a benevolent figure in our faith. With the arrival of the Lord's messengers to these peaks, the cult of Walpurga was eradicated. It is fact, however, that the few who lived have become nomads of sorts. What is most puzzling to me is that my research and all of this history, it doesn't quite align with Old Holly's confession. Walpurga, the witch, never once was said to ask anything in return for its blessings. Neither was it ever referred to as a god or a male deity, rather a woman. How could a he have granted Old Holly a wish? This witch. How could a pagan deity do what the Lord himself won't? I am fairly certain there is more to Old Holly's sins than meets the eye. Granny Holly's sins, he says. None of this is true. Father Hans is losing his wits. Granny Holly would never. She would never hide anything from me. The path ends here, but it looks to me like it caved in. I wonder if this used to connect somewhere. Much to think about. Oh, I do have some spare grape juice. Top left, middle right, middle left, top right, bottom right. Oh, but there's no candle on the top. Hold on. I don't have a candle, do I? Well. Come back another time when I find one then, I suppose. Don't think... No, I can't buy one here. I don't think there's another store except the bakery. Okay. I think I spoke to the cluster of women. Oh, here's Eugene. You should be heading home, Elise. I know, Mr. Tristan. We're making certain folks aren't wondering about is all. I'm trying to keep folks at ease, too, given the rumors. Folks are frightened and confused, Eugene. It's not personal. Relieved you'll be leaving Kieferberg next week, aren't you? More than you can imagine, Tristan. You'll be missed, Eugene, that I know for certain. I don't want to talk to anyone over here. Don't care enough, really. What? Elise, do you have a moment? For goodness sake, what now? Oh, because I didn't take, You see, Elise, we've been wondering. It's best we don't, Ariana. What's the matter? Your cousin was telling us about how she got to Kieferberg, you see. Is it true she came all this way on foot, Elise? I think so? I don't remember if she said anything to the contrary. Yes, it is. She couldn't afford to come about any other way, Mrs. Oatley. That's highly unlikely, Elise. She wasn't very lucky. I suppose that's all there is to it. Ah, there was another thing we wanted to ask you. She told me to light a candle to keep the witch away, Elise. For goodness sake. That's because you're so frightened, Mrs. Oatley. She took pity on you. Oh, but how does she know such things, lass? Truly, it makes me rather uncomfortable. I'll be on my way home now, ladies. Good night. Hello, what's going on over here? Like, it is rough, the, like, food cost of taking Rose and Marine on every chore. But it doesn't help that I'm spending enough money on so many other things, it's hard to keep up with the food. It's best you head on home, Elise, before it gets any darker. Where are you folks going? It's time we head out on patrol. We must make certain Kieferberg's out of harm's way. Even if you say that, Ludwig. You've been going on these patrols all week, and yet... all the more reason to keep doing it, lass. Finn's right. We need to look out for each other. All I want is to let them have it, be it the culprit or even the witch. Can't say I don't share the sentiment, Finn. At least we've managed to pick out those weevils somehow. I noticed you've managed to fix the fountain. That happened on its own. We don't know how. Oh, I would show the bastard, if only we knew who it is. This guy... would they beat their own neighbors, I wonder? Yeah, far too eager. What in the Lord's name are you doing out here, Leibkuchen? Waiting for your earful, it seems. I would have met you inside, for goodness sake. I'm fine, Elise. You're making too much of it. Your bread. You're out of your mind, Leb. Speaking of which, Elise, folks have been rather tense lately. I've noticed. I know you can look after yourself, but one good deed won't shield you from all of it, Elise. What do you mean? Folks have been talking ill about each other all day. Even Mrs. Marielle hasn't been spared, you see. There's no need to fret, Leb. I'll make certain I hold my tongue. Make certain you stay home as well. Has she noticed I've been wandering about at night? Elise? Of course, Lib, and you need to stop fretting. We don't want you fainting again. I will in due time. Okay. No real reason to save right now. Hurry back to the house and maybe save there just to be safe. On account of getting a little bit done, but doing a lot of it of running. Don't think that's anything. I just wanted to take a peek. Take a peek-see. Haven't done anything new, really. Not anything that would plausibly be like a decision to come back to. A moment. It's good moment, good moment. Ah, Elise, welcome home. What? What's Flock doing inside, Rosemarine? Oh, I'm sorry. I was about to take him out to the granary. Is everything alright, Elise? I'm tired is all. I'm not sure I should mention that serpent. Talking to Rosemarine sometimes does more harm than good. You're thinking of something, aren't you? I'll be heading out after supper, Rosemarine. I was invited. Where to? By whom? by a serpent. Just the same as that crow, it invited me to its grove.
よかった。
Oh, that's wonderful, Elise. I suppose.
それは
I'll be staying home this evening, if that's all right. Things didn't quite go so well last time, did they?
当然マリネ。
Rosemarine,
運命ですよ、エリー
this
ゼ。
is your fate, Elise. It was wrong of me to interfere. This is something you're to do for you and you alone. You're right. What is it, Flock? Can't you settle down?
ごめんなさい。
I'll take him outside, Elise. He's been a little restless. And then we can have supper. A little too restless for my liking. I can hardly think with that goat hopping about. Say, Rosemarine. Oh, I was about to head back inside. That's all right. I don't have much of an appetite anyhow. You don't have to justify yourself to me, Elise. No, I truly don't feel like eating, Rosemarine. It's been... You've been rather secretive for a reason, I can tell. Rosemarine. You don't have to tell me what happened yesterday. Or even about tonight, Elise. I suppose. I trust you to do what you feel is best for you, all right? Thank you, Rosemarine. Okay, well. I guess off to the woods then. Gracious. Save right here. And into the woods we go. Into the witching hour once again. Oh, it's blue now. Can't quite read that, but... Ooh. We're in Serpent's Woods now. I think this was called the Porcelain Garden of Berries? In contrast with the, maybe the Porcelain Grove. Maybe not porcelain, because it was the ceramic grove of wheat. Oh, we didn't need that. I'm not gonna save, and if something happens... Can you feel it, lass? My neck! It aches, doesn't it, that kiss of mine? You wretch! What did you do to me? You did well in finding me in these depths. What is this? Something's writhing. Come to me, lass. Sink deeper. I will give you nothing less than what you seek. That serpent's dangerous. I don't like it one bit. Whoa. Treat for me? This place is very different from that crow's realm, isn't it? Porcelain knife. Oh, maybe this is the porcelain world. I'd best think twice before using this. Lost in thought, as it were, the statue's gaze loses itself in solemn contemplation. Ow! Oh, I should maybe, perhaps... Let's see, what do I have? Oh, I guess I can wait and eat a soup if I take more damage. I must find a way to get past these things somehow. Well, despite what she just said, can I use the knife on them? With a daintily decorated handle, the knife's dull blade visibly bears the weight of time. Yay! That can wait a minute, I want to look around.
This is a good time for a wife interruption.
Is it?
It must be, because it's happening.
Ow! Okay, so there's a couple of those. And a locked gate. This gate's so heavy looking. I'm not strong enough to push it open.
But is she cute enough to push it open?
Oh, another one. Okay. Well, let me go back up here then. Wow!
Melody White kiss.
Oh, how foolish I was. To think he would have granted me all my heart desires. He didn't. I faltered in my resolve and my determination. If only I had taken that last step. Why didn't you? You will know in time. I suppose I will. Berries! Shiny plump berries with an aroma reminiscent of that of a pomegranate. Interesting. They do kind of look pomegranate-y.
She got the orchid but not the plastic, so she's giving you her berries.
Wow.
Sorry. I'm gonna stop interrupting now. I love you.
Love you. Hey, let's go smashing pots. Like old times. Oh. What in the... It moved. Oh. Ah! Is that bad? Maybe I should eat some soup. Yum yum. I'm safe. Whatever that thing is, it doesn't seem to follow me onto solid ground. I don't very much like this. It's Wet Woman Friday. So what do I do about that? Oh, I'm missing a diary entry 3 somewhere. Oh, I just come back. Wait, was that Freya? Is that bad? Oh. Okay. What in the Lord's name was that noise? She faltered in her resolve, was it? Disturbed solely by the endless water stream, the moon's reflection graces its surface in everlasting companionship. Okay, well. If Wet Woman Friday went this way, then I should be good to go this way. Green moon. Snake somewhere. Same statue. Unopened gates. Oh, hello. I knew you'd show up sooner or later, lass. Why don't we get this over with, Serpent? Where's the testament you promised me? My, I don't see the need to rush. I'm already bearing the sting of your bite, Serpent. What else is it you want from me? You've received his gift, shared your flesh with that oaf of a crow. It is now my own turn to partake, lassie. It stings, does it? What did you do to me, you wretch? Come find me on the further side of these gates. Show me your resolve, traverse these depths. Only then shall I give you what you want. Won't you at least tell me your name, Serpent? It's Aziel, lass. Okay, bye-bye.
What's Wet Woman Friday?
It is literally Wet Woman Friday.
Pairs very nicely with Neon Pussy Friday.
When you put it that way, it's true.
Anyway, there will be a sleeping shark in the background. I'm gonna take it off.
You're such a napper.
I'm a napper. I'm nap filled, I think. Will the sound of the fan be too loud?
Shouldn't. This is such an odd lock. How am I to get it open, I wonder? It must be meant for some sort of key, but... For heaven's sake. I'll go mad if I stay here any longer. You too will be bathed in gold, lass. All who meet him share the same fate. Did he not grant your wish? We golden maidens belong to him, lass, regardless of whether it is your wish he's granted or if you were gifted to him. What? To think I was once in your shoes. Gifted to him? Leash. Drink my juice. The floor is so small here. I assume, especially since this is like a save point, we're not immediately having to deal with Wet Woman, but... Impertinent Jace. Bedewed Forest of Berries. Oh.
Lebkuchen.
Lebkuchen. Lebkuchen. That couldn't be her. I did only now realize that when the character's name is voiced by Elise, at least in the Japanese, it's more of a Lebkuchen. I could try setting it to the English just to see if it ever gets spoken. But not right now. Come, lass. Your goodness is much needed. My goodness, you say? I know what you seek in these depths. That serpent's... the key to its burrow, yes. In this woodland guarded by the masked beasts is its second half. What about the first half? Make your way deeper into the lagoon, and I'll surrender it to you. What lagoon? Wait. For goodness sake. It's shining so bright. I can't see what's at the bottom. Illuminated from its depths, the water's surface blooms as the iridescent shades of teal waltz in its gentle undulation. Okay. Oh. More matches. Well, necessarily need them, but I'm not upset about it, I guess. Didn't see what that was? Uh-oh. Oh, more berries. Wait for her to pass again. Follow at a safe distance. Oh! 2 of them Tuesday. Was this part of a bigger statue, I wonder? Toppled upon a dense bush, the cracked stone statue rests eternally, as it were, in a peaceful slumber. These statues are everywhere, aren't they? Devoid of any traceable expression, the statue's hands rest crossed across its chest in an elegant pose. And another knife. Ah! Mean to me. Okay, there's those two. Serpent key. This ought to be it. I'd best find the other one. Devoid of any... Yep, same description. Berries. I think I should probably eat a couple of berries while I'm here. It seems like those enemies do a good lot of damage to me. I'll wait here for a minute. Doesn't seem like any wet women come this way. Oh. Here's the bridge again. You again. Come, lass. You ought to keep your word. I have my doubts as to whether you'll keep yours. Follow the moonlight and you shall receive its graces. Okay. That's a snake. You've come to our rescue. Rescue? My other half has been shattered in 3, left to rot in these depths. I beg of you, find the great statues, uncover where they've kept my other half. You're giving me the other half of this key, surely? I'm not about to wander this lagoon with no purpose. I have what you seek, yes. Find my other half, put us to rest, and I shall aid you as well. You'd best keep your word. Oh, what a waste of a username. Snaking phases of the moon. These moon phases. I wonder what they're for. They seem to be connected somehow. And a little savey point. Oh. Okay. Oops. Okay, nothing. Kind of just out here. I don't know really what I'm looking for right now. There's more berries, though. Here's a bigger platform. But... oh, hello. Cruel, aren't you? Huh? Is your wish truly worth what you're sacrificing? I don't think that's any of your business. You've been branded already, have you? What's with all these questions? I'm just trying to tell you. I know I made plenty, and so did the rest of us. Well, I have no intention of ending up like the lot of you. We'll meet again then, sooner rather than later. For goodness sake. Really way out here. Crescent moon. Oh, hello. Well, this is gonna put me in a pretty bad place sanity meter-wise, but... I was told you have a brave heart. Told? By whom? Your grand desire for fortune and comfort runs even deeper than mine. I too longed for glory, for a chance at happiness, just like you. This ill-fated prayer of ours. It's a chimera of a dream, nothing but a golden casket. So, is this a warning of some kind? Oh, you arrogant, foolish lassie. Not quite my fault Not quite my fault hers didn't work out, is it? Yerp. I don't think I have anything that'll put it back up right now. Keep getting myself into these predicaments. I might. I'll be honest with you. Since I didn't get anything of use from either of them, I'm just gonna load my last save since I hadn't really picked up anything else worth having. Story event available. Find the keys to the gate. Yeah. Ooh. Hello. Is that good? Take heed. One's path is nothing but the reflection of one's ungodliness. Only in the embrace of the new moon may one purify their sins. Okay. New moon should be bare left, I suppose. Do you have anything else for me? Where am I to find these great statues you speak of? Their eyes shine red with covetousness. Covetousness? Envious of living ones such as yourself. Their eyes shine red, you say? Well, that's one. And apparently one if I head towards the new moon, which should be... Perhaps it... Whoa! That's not... Perhaps it's best I take a look about this lagoon. The more I look at this slate, the more it reminds me of a map. Well. Me and my stand, me and you. If they didn't want me to smash pots, they shouldn't put pots that I can smash. Oh, this is somewhere new, I think. Oh no, am I just back here? Interesting. Impertinent vase. Oh, hello. Take heed. Drowning in eternally rushing waters, such is our fate. In limbo we remain, doomed to gaze up at the moon's eternal crescent. Alright, well. Oh! I've only just realized it's like the point of the triangle is what I'm looking for, so... Heed. Pour all that is your passion into his 6 vessels, lass. Pursue his blessing at the peak of luminescence, and you too shall drown in his allure. Six vessels at the peak of luminescence. I may have seen those before in this lagoon. Well, I don't know what that means. Eesh. Jump scare. Maybe if I did use it as a guide. This lagoon is so big, I'm going to get lost if I don't follow this closely. Okay, well. What else do I need to do with them? The reflection of one's ungodliness. A reflection in the new moon, I suppose. Where is... Oh, this is something else. Nope. I mean, maybe, but... What did you want again? Ought to find something resembling a water current, huh? These statues are rather demanding, aren't they? Do I need to, like, give them something? I don't feel like I understand exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Okay, nothing new from you. No, nothing else. Mean. Oh. Was there something else over here? Doesn't seem like it. Now I can do one of them. I can speak with one of them. Okay, no help. No help at all, I'm afraid. Whoops. Put my thing out. Quite unnecessarily. Oh, the rushing waters, huh? I suppose I'd best solve the other great statue's riddles. Okay, I guess that's good. Some kind of a reflection? And something about the new moon. Hello? Oh, well, we're just back here now. Okay. Eat some berries. I solved one of them, so I'll save that. Something to do with the new moon, and something to do with... Let me actually look at this. Okay, let me sprint back down here for... Reflection of one's ungodliness. Reflection in the new moon. Oh. I am actually... I gotta be right back. Okay. Let's get back to puzzling. Trying to find the one that was up here again. Oh, right over here. My mistake. I can't speak to it again, so I suppose that was the one I already got with the running water. Cut across. You. Six vessels, the peak of luminescence. I don't know that I understand. Peak of luminescence makes me think full moon, though. Head back to the center and then head out full moonsward. Hello. Oh, more matches. Okay, I guess we're just gonna go over here. And how many, like, ways around here are there? So this again. Ah! No! I fucked up! Okay, never mind. Either way, though, that's not where I need to be, clearly. Then what could I be missing? This was that. Gracious. It feels like there's this thing. This feels significant in some way, but... I am straight up lost and confused in here. I don't know what 6 vessels peak of luminescence is. I just, like, I don't know. No! 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 You sucker. I feel like I'm getting like a sound effect on occasion. But I don't know if it's like anything more prominent than just one of these. That's this again. That's not doing me any favors, but hello. It's like there's something going through the like barrier there, but nope. No, thank you. Oh. The reflection the statue mentioned. Okay. Oh, the reflection of it is all fucked up, I see. Wow. This one doesn't have a reflection. How strange. Okay, so something about vessels. And somewhat full moon's word. Anything any further over here that I could... I feel like it's all meant to be back in this area. That changes over. Is it you? No. Oh, hello. Okay, alright, yes. Oh, now we go over there. Okay. That vision. It's that spirit's second half. Ought to go find it, I suppose. Is there any new reactions to any of this stuff? Oh. You've seen it last, my final resting place in the embrace of darkness. I beg of you, bring it to me. Make a little save first. Oh, bye-bye. See how safely I can book it out there without getting killed and hurt and beat up bad and torn up and so on. might. Ah, fuck. Step. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, she's coming all the way out here. Ugh. I think I'm close. Yeah, I'm close enough that it's not a problem for now. I beg of you, lass, keep me company. I wish to be reunited with my innocence. All right, come along. I'll take you there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good proggy. Yay! Okay. We owe you our everlasting gratitude. May you receive his blessing. Stray not from your destined path. Serpent key. I suppose this is the key I'm missing. Stray not from my destined path, huh? What? What is this? A corridor? We're awaiting you beyond the Crimson Bridge. No choice but to go through here, I suppose. Okay. Make a savey. Oh. Very mean. Okay, goes down there. How far? Quite a ways, I guess. Okay, there we go. Probably just to be safe, wait till it dips down past the fountain to go before I go anywhere. Ah! Okay, never mind. We're all good. Nothing bad ever happens. Ooh. Whatever's doing that, getting a good look at its face. Rosemarine! Rosemarine, wait! But that's no Rosemarine, that's a something. Oh! Now it's a full blood moon instead of a green crescent. I'm back here. I'm losing my wits in this maze. Okay, we got serpent key and serpent key. Doink. Meet the serpent at the woods. I think I will probably have to make it a short stream. I'm starting to get body aches from sitting weird. I can't move. I'm paralyzed. He speaks naught but the truth. Fortune runs in your blood, lass. It's you again, you wretched serpent. I can feel its warmth. How deeply you ache for this wish of yours, lass. Can you feel it, this venom of mine reaching down to your fingertips? I'm burning. What are you doing to me, you wretch? This fear residing in you is merely a pebble in your path. Oh, they've got the masks on. It is your coronation you're conceiving, one tribute at a time, and thus... Libcookin, you ought to keep faith in his word. Freya, as it is he who's to honor your name, and you who is to reunite with him at the peak of the full moon. Reunite? I've never met him. Embrace it, Elise. Your most vile lust for sovereignty, your thirst for promiscuous blasphemy. Libcookin, what are you saying? Pursue it, Elise. I ache to drink from your venom and bask in your glory. My glory. Your most vile thirst for extravagance, your devotion to opulence. I ache to dine on your flesh and bathe in your radiance. Let me go, you... Embosom it, Elise. Your fearless lust for all that shines gold. Rosemarine. Allow me, Elise, to endow you with all that is my being and my purpose. I ache to adore your name, your beauty. I yearn for the taste of your venom. Wait. Savor it, Elise. Revel in it, Elise. Indulge, Elise. By this deliverance of chastity and by your heredity, as I bear witness, so be it. Oh. Needle Testament. Okay. My whole body is aching. Rosemarine, Libcookin, and Freya. They were all... It's this dream again, but when did I fall asleep? Okay. Once more. And do we get to run with the freaks once again? Yes. Are you deaf? You ought to hurry now, or you'll miss it. Miss what? Hurry now, hurry now. haunting and ghoulish. Oh, it almost like... I have to go check, but I feel like the almost pencil sketch like smoke pipes on the thingy were new. Boing. The Testament. Oh, it's in my pocket. To think last night really happened. I'd best go find Rosemarine. It's interesting that there was the, Oh, was that always what this looked like? What in the Lord's name? I don't think so at all. Okay, I thought it was changing more, but I don't think it is now. At the beginning of the game, there was a, like, button mash jump scare moment. But I don't... To my memory, there hasn't been another one. Good thing you're here, Elise. I brought Flock in because of the rain, you see? He's well behaved anyhow, aren't you, Flock? It's raining. Oh, you hadn't noticed? Alright, well, it doesn't matter. You went out last night. I did. I got the Second Testament, I suppose. Oh, Elise, that's wonderful. You can prepare the gift now. I was starting to fret because you've been avoiding talking about it. There isn't much to talk about, Rosemarine. Ever since we went there together, you've become a little... You said it yourself, didn't you? That I ought to do this myself, for my own sake, and... Elise. Well, I didn't mean, you know. You're right, Elise, it truly does only concern you. Going to the woodland with you on Tuesday wasn't... You agree, don't you, Flock? He's a goat, Rosemarine. Anyhow, it's best we move along before it gets late. Yep. Not usually anything to really look at out here, I suppose. You head on into Kieferberg. Oh, what am I doing talking to a goat? Here later, meet Freya in the Grapevine Path and Rosemarine by the creek. But for now, head down to the village. I feel like you should at least, like, if you're gonna live this far out from the village, you should at least, like, own a parasol. So that if it does rain, you aren't just running in it. Whoop. I might have an item to sell, but I'd probably rather buy sanity potion. Where's everyone? I suppose folks would like standing in the rain. Folks don't care about that in Kieferberg, Rosemarine. Come now, let's see what's going on. Ah, yes. Find out what happened. Okay. So something over by the next side of town. See if there's anyone in church, though. Oh, you think I'm losing my wits, too? No such thing, Mrs. Odalie. What's wrong, Mrs. Odalie? This rain, lass, that's what's wrong. It's just a little rain. What do you know, lassie? There's no need to be so curt, Mrs. Odalie. Look how dark the sky is, Leibkuchen. We nearly need our lanterns, and in broad daylight. What do you think the cause is? Lack of faith, Elise, yours and all of Kieferberg's. None of this would have happened had we all prayed. It may be best you two leave. I'll handle this. Good heavens. Sometimes weather just happens. Not everything has to be a sign of doom and gloom. But that is kind of Mrs. Odalie's whole thing. I can't help but think it was ill will, Mrs. Marielle. What was, Mrs. Ariana? Oh, Elise, it's awful. Freya's maypole got torn down because of the wind and the rain. You think someone did all that to the maypole, Mrs. Ariana? That's what we all think, Elise. Are you certain it couldn't have been the rain? With all that's been going on, lass. It's such a shame. She put so much time into it. Maybe we're making a greater deal out of it than we ought to. I'm certain that's it, Mrs. Marlene. Oh, how I would like to believe you, Elise. It's not that torn down. Kieferberg's maypole leans clumsily to the side, still stripped of its main decorations. Okay, let's go shoppy. Let's straight up go shoppy. I meant to go sell. $30 for the soap purse. Bandages are worth a tiny bit more than most of this other stuff, but I don't necessarily think there's any real reason to sell them despite that. Sell a stack of acorns. Yeah, I've got like a couple mushrooms, a couple of berries. I'll sell a stack of acorns. And I'll buy a bottle of oil. We should trust them, Brunhild. Oh, but what are we to do if they don't come back, Miss Dorothea? Who's not coming back, Mrs. Brunhild? Good grief, Elise, don't say that. The lads went out on patrol is all. I see. Can't say I'm not worried about this rain, but... they're grown men, they can fend for themselves, I'm sure. Oh, but what about what happened to your husband? Anyhow, Lisbeth, I'll be expecting you, Dorothy. Expecting Mrs. Dorothy? Class is going to be held at home today, Elise. We wouldn't want to have the children out in this rain, after all. Yep, that's true. That's fair. Okay, what's going on over here? Creakiest chair to known universe. Even I will lend Freya a hand with the maypole if need be, Bertha. These two lassies will too, I'd wager. Of course, Mr. Heinrich. This was ill will, Father. It could have been the rain, Mrs. Bertha. As it likely was, anyhow. What matters is that we lend Freya a hand, folks. Heinrich's right. We can't be without a maypole tomorrow. Oh, it truly has been one thing after another. We ought to gather for prayers. I would like all of Kieferberg to gather in church this afternoon. You're doing something at last. It's imperative we are all united and of the same mind. I'll make certain to spread the word, Father. Gathering all these frightened folks in the same place can't be a good thing. I suppose I can't miss it, though. Bring us through to Friday morning. Old folks' homes are left behind to rot after they go on to meet their maker, huh? It's such a waste, isn't it? Yep. Look, I'm getting the Muffy icon. She's gotta be around here somewhere trying to cause trouble. Hard at work, even with this awful rain. I could say the same about you, Mr. Wilhelm. I'm too old to fret over a little rain. You can't keep me from my morning walks. I suppose no one can, no. Folks are too preoccupied with this witch nonsense. Even a rainy day is knocking them sideways. At least the festival will bring them some peace of mind, won't it? Let us hope it does, lass, but you never know. What do you mean, Mr. Wilhelm? Folks are addicted to this foolery, that's what I mean. That's why I'm avoiding everyone until this afternoon. Must look after myself. Addicted, you say? Okay, let's fuss with her. I don't remember what she asked for, but I do know I didn't get it. It was you, Elise. What have I done now, Martha? You tore down the maypole. Have you completely lost your mind, Melly? Ah, so it wasn't you, Elise? Of course it wasn't me, you little... Eek! Wait, have you been telling folks it was me who... Not yet. I came to you for some apple strudel. You're not telling anyone anything of the sort, you hear me? Watch me. I can run really fast, Elise. I'm not giving you anything whatsoever. I'm simply not. Spread all the nonsense you want, Matilda. It's not like folks take you seriously anyhow. Oh, you'll regret this, Elise. You dare drag my name through the mud and I'll throw you. Oh, 3 points up. Who cares at this point? I want to chip that back down if I can, but... I guess I should use the oil. I forgot I was definitely already low enough to worry about it. That's good to hear, I suppose. You speak as though you'd rather have us find something, Lorelei. Find what, Mr. Heinrich? Ah, we were discussing last night's patrol, is all. It was rather uneventful. Tiring, if anything. I find it strange nobody's found anything since Tuesday, is all. Isn't it better this way, Mrs. Lorelei? That must mean there's no witch, wouldn't you say? Truly, I'll take this over finding horseshoes and whatnot. No offense, Eugene. None taken, Heinrich. I share the sentiment. I suppose you're right, lass. It's uncanny how easy it is. I'm afraid Wilma simply won't listen, Ariana. Mrs. Wilma's being unreasonable again, I'd wager. Wilma's refusing to allow folks to work in her inn, even though we can't make ourselves useful in this rain. Mrs. Wilma's always been like this, hasn't she? Next thing we know, she'll be blaming Miss Wilma for it. Miss Wilma for it. I wouldn't say you're wrong, Elise. She's right. Wilma's always been difficult. I wouldn't put it past her to blame poor Wilma. Oh, to think we were so hopeful just this Sunday. The festival's tomorrow, Mrs. Ariana. It'll be fine. We can only hope, Elise. What are you doing out here in the rain, Lebkuchen? I've been visiting folks' homes is all. What for? Everyone's a little bit on edge because of the rain. Father Hans wanted me to help settle the townsfolk. Sent me to entertain this foolery, huh? It's all right, Elise. I'm feeling rather well rested. Even if that's the case, Lebkuchen. It's the festival tomorrow, Elise. What does the festival have to do with it? Why, it's only one more day. As long as you don't push it. I won't, I won't. Do a quick little okay. I'm gonna run about the other parts of town. And then wrap it up for the day. A little bit early, like I said. Maybe I'll splurge a little this time. A pile of wooden boxes, barrels, and materials assembled into a festival stall. We'll run around the main town square and the little yardsy area. Next week. Still no candle. I can't seem to move any of these. Oh well. Maybe I'll figure out where to get another candle, or maybe I won't. There's no telling. Check around over here. There's some books. It must have been someone, that's for certain. About the maypole, I assume. Oddly certain it was Illwill, Elise. You've seen what the windstorm did to Kieferberg last Sunday, Odalie. Perhaps the maypole suffered the same fate. We've all had enough, Mrs. Odalie. The festival's tomorrow, Mrs. Odalie. Give it a rest. On the contrary, lass, it's never been this bad. Now that's a proper exaggeration, Odalie. She's right, Mechtild. Didn't Father Hans say we're to gather this afternoon? If there's anyone who will know what to do, it'll be him. Oh, you lot will never understand. There's all that extra suspicion completely gone again. Can't get back in, but presumably no need to. Nobody else over here. But the back alleys, perhaps? Freya, of course. Still, Brunhild, you shouldn't say such things. I suppose not, but... Getting an earful, Mrs. Brunhild. Best not stick your nose in other folks' business, lassie. Thought I'd give Mrs. Brunhild some of my sympathy is all. Oh, Elise, this week has been so hard on everyone. All the more reason not to antagonize me over trivial things. It's far from being a triviality, Mrs. Bertha. What are you talking about? Mrs. Bertha said it's a good thing Freya's maypole got torn down, Elise. She can make it prettier this time around, that's all. Only that's not what you said, Mrs. Bertha. You're old enough to know the way you say things doesn't matter, Brunhild. It's best I move along before I lose my patience. Good lord. Ah, Elise! I can lend you a hand with the maypole, Freya. Oh, it's not that. It's Mrs. Wilma. She won't allow me and Mrs. Linda to work on the maypole inside the inn. Oh, for goodness sake. Because of the rain, you see. Why does she always have to be such a... It's alright, Elise. Mrs. Linda will be stopping by to lend a hand in a little while. You're too yielding, Freya. I know. Do you? So why do you let everyone walk all over you? It's not like that, Elise. On the contrary, it very much is like that, Freya. You deserve better than this nonsense. Elise. These folks are pushing it, that's what. I'll figure it out, Elise. If you say so. Maybe nobody else? Oh, that's the kids, but that's a chore. Whole cluster of people over here. I'll round it out to a full 2 hours, so I'll run around talking to people before I do any chores or anything. Can you believe the weather we're having, Elise? After all that trouble I had yesterday. Trouble with what, Mrs. Elma? By drawing water from the well, Elise. Only for it to overflow, and now this rain too. For goodness sake, what have we done to deserve this? The festival's tomorrow, Mrs. Elma. What of it, Elise? The festival's the festival. It won't solve anything. Why, it might at least lift folks' spirits. Oh, lassie. Doggy. Don't catch a cold standing out here, Rosemary. That's alright, Elise. I'm used to it. And it's so awfully nostalgic, too. Nostalgic, you say? I miss spending time in nature, you see. Granny and I would often dance about in the rain. You'd be catching colds quite often, I imagine. Oh, on the contrary. I may look fragile, but I'm tough. Is that so? Silly's goose. Well, that's a relief, Linda. What is, Mrs. Lisbeth? Oh, we were chatting about the festival, Elise. I've given them the same... I'm so... I only do, like, so many voices for how many different townsfolk there are, and sometimes I just cannot remember quite what I do for some of them. Which isn't like a big deal. They're not necessarily all important enough individually to matter if I am like perfectly distinguishing them, but it's finally happening, but now we have this rain. We've had worse than a little rain, Mrs. Lisbeth. That's true, things are looking up despite everything. And Apfel seems to be feeling better. I figured I would let them both out for a little while. Has he stopped talking about the witch, the witch, Lisbeth? I don't know, Linda. I think he's keeping something from me. My 2 remaining goats are still ill, too. Mrs. Lisbeth. The festival will bring back some peace, Lisbeth. Father Hans has finally arranged for a doctor to drop by, at least. Oh, that's wonderful, Lisbeth. Ill will is inevitable, as much as it saddens me to say. Folks are at their wits' end, that's what. I wouldn't say it's ill will. I understand, lass. Nobody wants to believe one of us could have done it. That's because it wasn't one of us. You're the one who's at the root of all this hearsay nonsense, old Jochen. Come now, Bernard, let's keep it civil. Mr. Bernard's right, I'd say. Folks wouldn't have thought of the witch if it hadn't been for old Jochen. In fact, I'd wager folks would have forgotten about it by now if you'd let them. I must say, I agree, lass. Many things could have been avoided. No, many things have been avoided, thanks to me. Be that as it may, we're to take this week as a learning experience. Which is why we ought to gather for a vigil. Gather everyone for a prayer, that'll bring us together. I've let Lebkuchen know to make preparations. Skitter on and see if there's anyone to talk to over this a ways. I am not rocking with you. The old geezer is unbelievable. What's the matter now, Mrs. Wilma? Old Wilhelm promised to meet me here, yet he's nowhere to be found. How is Wilma to fix the inn without his tools? Miss Wilma? Why, she does nothing all day, lass. Might as well have her lend a hand. I thought she was looking after your inn, Mrs. Wilma. Looking after my inn, you say? All she does is sit at the counter all day. Keeping her shop open, Mrs. Wilma. Why, that's the least she can do, wouldn't you say? I suppose, but I wouldn't. She's right where she belongs, that's what. Leaving for Primaldorf at the first chance she got to learn a trade, she said. All I've seen her learn is to sleep on the job. Yet she's everyone's favorite, prettier, nicer, with the bigger hair, the bigger... Ah, I see how it is. Always got all the praise while I've been here working myself to the bone. Good heavens. Sure. Okay. Doesn't look like anyone else is over here. Okay. Go ahead and... resupply on my stats. I'll make this a separate save just to hang out, just to chill on it. Wow! Almost dropped my entire controller. Anyway, we are gonna end up an hour early. Feel a little better in some ways than I did it all day, but a little worse in others, so I would still like to take some extra time and chill. But thanks everyone for being here. As per usual, come back around on Monday for some more Spyro Dawn of the Dragon and come back next week for even more little goody two-shoes. I wouldn't be surprised if next week ends up wrapping up our run, although it probably won't be the last stream. I'll want to go around and see some things we didn't see the first time, or get more of the endings for at least a couple more weeks, probably. But in the meantime, hope that you all have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.